Welcome to the Hoopsville National Invitational Classic and the interviews that we do throughout the weekend. I'm Dave McHugh of Hoopsville and D3 Hoops, and I'm joined by Marcus Kahn, head coach for the number 19th team in the country, though I suspect they may be moving up, barring a development on Sunday. Marcus Kahn from Cabrini, and we're talking immediately after their big win over St. Mary's in the first ever meeting of the two Mid-Atlantic powers, as it were, over the last 5-some-odd years. And a good win for you guys in what I don't think the score is indicative of really how tough and close that game was.
No, it was very close. I think that, both teams went on runs and had 7 to 9 point leads at one point, probably even in the second half. And both teams fought back when they got down, and we were fortunately on the winning end of it down the stretch there. But I think as the tide was turning, even in that last minute, it took everything we had just to hang on to that lead and finish the game out. It's a great win for our program against St. Mary's, who's obviously probably the cream of the crop in the region this year. At least coming into the year, I think that they would be. I would have said that anyway if I had a vote. And so it was a good challenge for our guys, and I'm very pleased to see the way they met it.
Certainly interesting back and forth game. Really a series of runs, as you pointed out. You guys ended up having the last run of the game. Rafferty's back. Walton Moss, everyone will notice, is playing a full season, at least on paper at this point in time. Certainly looks good for you guys. You did lose a couple key pieces from last year's squad, but it looks like you've replaced them well, at least through the start of the season.
Yeah, I'm very happy with where we are right now. We're playing a lot of new guys, really, with Rafferty, John Miller, and Aaron are really the only guys returning that have significant minutes or have a lot of experience for us. So everyone else is new, at least new to the Cabrini. Even if they're transfers, they're new to what we're trying to do. So this was a big win and a big challenge for us. And it's still a work in progress. I mean, some of the mistakes that, obviously we have a lot of freshmen playing, and we're making freshman mistakes. And in games like that, this caliber, and same with coming up on Sunday, you can't have freshman mistakes. And that was our big nerve, what we were nervous about coming into the weekend.
What's interesting is, you guys were minutes away literally from a national championship a couple of years ago. Whitewater makes a great run. It's a nip and tuck game at the end, and they end up outlasting you in the end. That can be a loss for a team like yours that's kind of taken the next step that can hurt, that the next year or two can really sting a little bit. Haven't really seen a drop-off. You get it back to Salem, and on a tough loss there, but you're right back in the mix again this year. It looks like you guys have fed off that well.
Yeah, I think so, and I think that is really due to the leadership we have with Fran Rafferty. He was the guy that came back from Salem 2 years ago with a real bad taste in his mouth and has lived in the gym and the weight room and is dragging guys with him in there every day in the off-season, and really he's the driving force behind that. I mean, Aaron is obviously the guy that's going to get a lot of the attention and he's the best player on our team. Yeah. But the leadership is coming from Fran, and I think it all stems from that. And going into his senior year, where he knows he has one shot left, and he's going to do whatever he can to get us back there. And he's the guy that I want doing that.
One of the biggest challenges you guys face is the conference, and it's no secret. The CSAC is not the strongest in the Mid-Atlantic region, but you do make the effort in case like point of this, and you got Scranton coming up on your schedule. You've got other games where you've challenged yourselves. How important is it to have a good beginning of the season before you get into conference play?
Oh, it's huge, and we talked a lot about that this game, right now, it's great. We won it. We feel good. We're going to put it away for a while. We will see the benefit of this game in several ways later in the year. If we can hold serve in our league and get through it and get to the national tournament when those rankings start to come out, a win like this, that's when it's really going to help us. And we know that. And this is a NCAA tournament caliber game. St. Mary's is certainly that caliber of a team, being in the Elite Eight with us last year. And we've challenged ourselves, because of that, our strength of schedule in our league is where we get killed. Yeah. We got Randolph-Macon coming up. We got Scranton. We go Sunday Salisbury, Tuesday Scranton. Play a couple league games, and then the last two non-conference games are Randolph-Macon and Wesley. So we are doing what we can. We're doing what we can, and to be a part of this, we knew no matter who we were matched up with, we were going to get two games we're going to benefit from. And I'm glad it was St. Mary's because we've never played them before. And they are the talk of the region, so it's a good opportunity to go challenge ourselves.
Maybe a budding scheduling rivalry, I'm just saying. The other thing about that, though, is how hard is it, though, then to tap back into this? So you get through February, you've gone through your conference play, usually either unscathed or barely unscathed. Obviously, Keystone is a challenge. But how hard is it then to tap back into the games you played here in November and even into early December to prepare yourself for a tournament?
Well, I think that speaks to the guys we have on the team and their attitude of it, where they're going to approach it every day and they get excited again as it builds up. I think where a lot of teams are maybe wearing down at the end of the season and hoping to get into the tournament. The last couple of years we've seemed to be peaking at that time and are full of energy when we hit the tournament. I mean, to go on the road like we did last year and pull off some big wins, it was because I think we were rested and ready to go and rejuvenate, re-energized, because we weren't spending all of our energy throughout the league.
It also helped you only playing one game a week.
One game a week, absolutely.
I'll freely admit, I saw that schedule. I didn't have high hopes for you guys. You had to take on some tough teams. You've gotten to Salem twice. You've gotten to a national championship game. Obviously, Salem, you got to the Elite Eight before a tough loss. I don't know if you can do anything more than win a national championship, but do you guys, what are your goals moving forward for this season?
Well, to be honest with you, and I don't mean to cut your question short, but it's to beat Salisbury State on Sunday now and take one game at a time, because we know from what we just talked about that if we slip up anywhere along the way, our road to get to Salem becomes harder. And so we want to make it the best we can, and that's the way we have to approach it. We know if we slip up in conference, it's gonna really hurt us. And so it's very important we win games like this, have fun, put it away, get back to work tomorrow, and prepare to beat Salisbury State. My goal, I say this all the time to our guys, and they laugh, but it's just to get better every day. I don't really think too far ahead. I would love to get back to Salem, obviously. I would love to give our guys the opportunity to play on that floor again and battle for a national championship. I think that's everybody's goal right now. Probably every team in this gym this weekend has their sights on that, and that's what makes this tournament fun.
Of course, the trick question for you is, you got to play every game. You're right. But this conference is going to challenge you. But you talk about the road to Salem. The road to the Hoopsville Classic wasn't all that smooth for you guys. Had a little bit of a rough get here out of the Philadelphia area.
We did. I would think we got to be one of the closest teams to this, and it probably took us the longest to get here. We had traffic in Philly, a couple accidents, and construction, and a bus driver took a wrong turn somewhere coming out of campus. So
the fact you guys couldn't even get to the interstate without getting lost is what scares me.
It's scary. We are the traveling circus. We joke about it, but that feeds right into that. So.
Very nice. Well, you've got Salisbury coming up. We certainly have enjoyed having you guys here already. Obviously, the marquee game here on Friday night, you ended up getting the big win and 2 upsets of top 25 teams. And I say upset only because you were ranked below St. Mary's. I don't remember where I had you guys in the bracket, but it was a lot closer than that, or in my poll. But the experience for the Hoopsville Classic, you talk about wanting to make sure you challenge yourselves. You've got that challenge. You're going to have a challenge against Salisbury as well. How important is a tournament like this in general?
Oh, and it's great for Division III basketball. I mean, something like this where you guys are broadcasting all of it all day long. People can go on there and watch all the games. We watch some of the games on the bus ride down. Even in the office today, we could start at the noon game, and it's great. And it's having the opportunity to be a part of it is awesome, where there's going to be 5 good games today to watch starting at noon. Division III doesn't normally get that, or at least can get that publicity. So what you guys are doing is awesome. We hope we can be a part of it in the future. As long as we can stay playing at this level, we can get invited back, I hope, and continue to be a part of it.
Interesting. It's a little surreal to think that you guys started watching the tournament at your offices, and then you end up playing the last game, and I haven't left this building. So
I know. See, but I won't sleep for the rest of the weekend either. So
well, either will I, but that's beside the point. Any final thoughts? You always know I give the final word to the coach. Any final thoughts you want to share with us?
I just appreciate being a part of this tournament, like I said, and being able to sit down and talk about our program and the other great programs that are here this weekend. And I think when I first came to Cabrini 6 years ago, I don't know that we would have been considered for something like this. I think that's what I'm most proud of, is that now we're getting these games, and teams that I mentioned that are on our schedule will come and play us. And 5 years ago, that wasn't happening. So now we just got to go out and win them and keep fighting hard. So
no pressure.
No pressure. No, not at all. Never.
And of course, you'll make the trip back. Hopefully, the bus driver doesn't get lost getting out of Owings Mills.
Yeah, we should be smooth sailing, no traffic going home now, and then come back on Sunday.
Yeah, well, we'll look forward to having you back on Sunday. Coach Marcus Kahn for Cabrini. We appreciate him taking the time to join us after the big win over St. Mary's. Again, they play Salisbury on Sunday. We'll have plenty more coaches to talk about throughout the weekend right here at the Hoopsville National Invitational Classic. We'll be back with more of those down the road.